Welcome to EPG Pathshala. My name is G. Mahendra Reddy. I am working as Assistant Professor in Tourism at National Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Hyderabad. Now we are going to discuss a paper on tourism in India and the module on cultural tour guide or a cultural tour guiding. So the objective of this particular module is to know what is tour guiding and what are the different types of tour guides and why tour guiding is important in tourism and what are the ethics that tour guides should follow and what are the skills that they require for tour guiding and what are the different associations that they have to promote tour guiding and to have the network between the different regions and different individual guides in a particular country or a different regions. And what is the importance of tour guiding or a tour guide day, that also we'll discuss in this module. So now we'll discuss about the importance and history of tour guiding. When it comes to India is having very long tradition of guiding, especially in temples and other monuments. And you can see that slogan that which we are promoting, guest is God or Atithi Devo Bhava, is one of the old manuscript that was there in the past, and even today we are following this tradition to promote tourism and to give better hospitality to the tourists who are coming to the country. And if you go through the history of tourism in India, basically it is more about culture or a pilgrimage, and it is common practice in every not only in Hinduism, even other religions like Buddhism or Sikhism, or even in Islam and Christianity and many other religions. It is a common practice to visit their respective temples or religious places every year. And in India, at each pilgrimage center or during this journey, in the past, the kings or whoever the rulers, they used to provide some hospitality services to the tourists who are traveling. Generally, we can't use the word tourist, but earlier it was just traveler or a pilgrimage. And they used to go different places, and in between the local people or the head of that particular village or community used to provide the basic hospitality services to these people. And this tradition is still continuing, that in the olden days in most of the places they used to provide guiding and to explain about the monuments or history or a culture of that particular place, and that tradition is still continuing in these modern days. That you can see, like in these pictures you can see that pilgrimage in India, visiting different places in a different regions is a common practice. And the second picture you can see, second and third, Husan Tang is a Chinese traveler who visited India in the past, and he was accompanied by many priests and the heads of that particular area, and they have given some information about the place and they have guided him in a different places on art, architecture and other philosophies in India. And the last picture you can see that, as I mentioned earlier, that guiding is part of our tradition. It was there in the ancient past, and even today this tradition is continuing. Whoever visits to temples or any other pilgrimage center, there are many people or priests and other guides which are providing information or guiding those particular tourists or travelers or visitors who are coming. So we have gone through the history. Now we'll see what is tour guiding. Tour guide is a person who guides visitor in their choice of language and interprets the cultural and natural and other attractions of that particular place, and the person normally possesses an area specific qualification. Usually issues are organized by the appropriate authority. And tour guiding, this is basically, tour guide is a person who guides the group or visitors or a tourist on different areas. We don't have a typical definition because it is changing from the place to place or even from the type of tourism, and some tourists may be limited to a particular place or a particular archaeological site or a particular monument, and some tour guides are limited to a particular place like a natural heritage site or maybe wildlife. So we cannot have a general definition, but still whoever the guide, generally they will be having these characteristics. They will be guiding a group or individuals about the natural and cultural heritage of that particular place. And tour guide is a person who leads the group to different places, that may be a town or maybe a museum or maybe a particular fort or a palace or a particular attraction. And in these places they provide a commentary on the features like the historical features and the natural features or cultural features or art, architecture or history of that particular place. And you can see the pictures. There are three pictures. The first picture, which is about the underground jail, which is explaining about the architecture and that history, and the tour guide is leading those group. And the second picture, you can see there is that the tour guide is explaining about the art or art forms, and she is also leading the group, and the third person is interpreting, so with the help of some technology. So here generally tour guide is a person who leads the group and provides information and manages the tour. So these tour guides are different types depending on the region, depending on the type of tourism, depending on the type of monument or a resource. So these tour guides generally we can divide mainly as interpreters and government tour guides, or maybe a private or a personal tour guides, urban tour guides or city tour guides, or driver tour guides, and the business or industry or corporate tour guides, and adventure tour guides, on-site tour guides, and other specialized tour guides. So these, whatever we mentioned, the different types of tour guides, so these are very popular in India because we have got the diverse natural, cultural and the industrial resources, so that requires the specialized skill, because we can't generalize tour guiding for every place or every monument or every city, because India is diverse from one place to other place, and it is changing for every 100 kilometer. You can see there will be a difference in terms of language, culture, food, all this art, architecture and their building styles. So this one person cannot explain all these diverse cultural, natural heritage. So whatever the different types of guides are there, they are very much needed, and there is an immense potential for these guides in India. As I mentioned that we have a diverse culture and nature, and this is well promoted. Even government is supporting for the tour guides in a different ways by providing some training and capacity building programs and some other benefits by giving some certificates or any other assistance which they require. So now we'll go in detail about these different types of guides. So first we'll discuss about government guides. So government guides are generally recruited by the government to explain about a particular monument or a particular building or a particular site which is owned by the government. For example, if you take India, we have a lot of monuments and which are owned by the government. If you take Delhi, we have a Parliament Bhavan, Rashtrapati Bhavan and Supreme Court. So these places or these buildings are having some architectural value, and these are historic and which is having history. And to explain to the common people or visitors about these particular monuments or places, they required a specialized people. So government will recruit guides permanently to explain about all these things for the visitors who are coming to these places. The example are in India, Parliament Bhavan and of course Rashtrapati Bhavan, they have their own guides. In even other parts like European countries and US, like White House, all these places, they have their own government guides. And the other guides are personal or private guides. So these private guides are not a permanent guides, they will be recruited by the private people or personally for particular like privately owned monuments, and they may lead a groups or individuals or mix of both individual and group of people in a tour. So for example, if in India there are many palaces which are owned by the private parties, and they are recruiting the tour guides to explain about the architecture and the history and about the paintings or whatever the history they have about that particular monument. For example, in Hyderabad, Falaknuma Palace is one of the best heritage hotel, and there are many tourists and visitors coming to this place, and this hotel is recruited the private tour guide to explain about the place. Like that, there are many private tour guides working in a different palace and forts and other heritage monuments. And the other one is on-site guides, means they'll be having full knowledge on a particular monument. They may not be having much knowledge in other areas, maybe may not be, but in general they are very rich in terms of knowledge on a particular monument. So for example, there are tour guides working in a, let's say, Ramoji Film City. They'll be having knowledge only on Ramoji Film City. Maybe person who are interested to work only particular monument, for example Taj Mahal, maybe Golconda Fort or any other archaeological site in India, they will be having a full knowledge on that particular monument, and they will lead the tour group during that time whenever they visit, but they will not be responsible for the whole tour, but generally they will be leading the group during that particular time when he is guiding about that particular monument or a site. And the other guides are urban guides. There are many urban areas or cities which are having rich cultural and natural heritage or history, and telling about the history and making stories is one of the greatest thing that tourists will enjoy during the tour if it is well explained by the tour guide. And it is not simply about the culture or natural heritage of that particular place. There are many other things that the tour guide has to take a responsibility to explain about the history, art, architecture and planning development of that particular city, along with the shopping and food and other entertainment or event centers and activities that are happening in the city. So urban tour guide is having a potential for which very rich potential for guiding in these areas, especially like Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Lucknow, Delhi and many other heritage cities. And the other form guiding is drive guides. Drive guides is generally they'll be driving the vehicle, at the same time they'll be guiding on a particular place or a particular destination or a monument. But this is not commonly practiced in many places, because in most of the areas it is considered as a illegal practice, and some places it is considered as a legal activity. In Austria and Cyprus, dry guiding in a motor coach is not allowed, but at the same time in Israel and USA and many other parts of Canada, so they are allowing this particular tour guiding, and it is legal. And there are both benefits, like positive things and negative things about drive guides. Actually, in most of the places generally the other people cannot enter to the like parks or any other places. At this time the guide will be having the drive guide will be having more knowledge, and he will be the right person to explain. So the other problem is that, and it is not supported, because at the same time they can't do two things, driving and guiding, because that may affect on his driving whenever he guide on a particular place. So it is not supported in many places. Business or industry guides, so these guiding is very popular nowadays. Business guides or industry guides are recruited by a particular company or a particular corporation or in a particular industry, because nowadays like the industries like in India, BHEL and NMDC and many other mining companies, so they are also showing their production and their history, development, all these things, not simply to explain about the history and development, even to promote their products by guiding in a proper way, so that the industry guides plays very major role in promoting the particular company or a particular industry or a particular area. So this practice is becoming very popular in India, and most of the companies are allowing to the visitors to know about their products and history and development of that particular company or industry. And the other very popular guiding is adventure tour guiding, that is becoming very popular in India, because nowadays if you see the development from past 10 to 15 years, like development is shifted or employment is shifted to IT and other pharma and automobile industries. In these people are getting enough money, so they are showing interest to take some challenging activities during their tour, and these adventure activities may be different from place to place and the region to region and the person to person, because it is depends on his physical fitness and the location also. Because in North India, trekking and mountaineering, all these activities are very popular. In South India, like water sports activities like near beaches these are very popular. And some places in Central India or Deccan, the rocks are very popular. There rock climbing is one of the popular activity. So it is different from region to region and place to place and person to person, depending on his physical fitness and the location and resources. So that means the adventure guides requires a lot of skill, and he should be a confident person to manage the tour. So is basically should have more confidence and skills to manage the tour. The other one is interpreters. So interpretation is about it's not simply telling the fact about the place and maybe adding some stories based on a particular event or a particular experience. Because interpretation is not exactly telling the fact, it is sometimes maybe telling the stories also, or making stories about a particular place. And these interpreters will be again divided into natural interpreters and cultural interpreters. In culture again there will be a different interpreters like museum interpreters and archaeological interpreters or artist interpretation. When it comes to nature, again there will be a wildlife interpretation or the flora or a explaining about a flora or a fauna, all these things comes under this different types of interpretation. And these interpretation or the interpreters should have a sound knowledge on a place which they are going, because they have to make some stories or tell some facts based on the location and the activities and the resources, and they are the major people, not simply providing information, and they are the people to motivate the tourist about a particular place, maybe changing their lifestyle and providing or giving information to make some change on a community, and tell them to work on conservation of the cultural and natural areas. So these are the things generally they have to do during the interpretation, because they are one of the most influential people who can influence the tourist. And apart from that, there are specialized guides which are having a special skill in a particular area. So these specialized means, when we use the word specialized, means they'll be having something different in terms of skills, in terms of their communication, or in terms of knowledge. So these people will be again specialized in a particular area. So like that, there will be in this picture you can see there are some specialized people who knows only about art history. So they'll be explaining about art tourism or art about that particular area. So generally these guides are called art tour guides, and there are guides who are having experience and who are having sound knowledge on archaeological excavations. So then generally they will be called as archaeological tour guides. So they are having a special skill to explain about the archaeology and artifacts and other things which are related to the archaeological heritage. And the other example you may take that underwater archaeology or underwater tourism, because that also requires a specialized skill to go and to participate in this underwater tourism activities. And apart from that, there are many other different types of specialized guides. So what are the responsibilities? We have already discussed all these different types, and all the tour guides, especially cultural tour guides, should have some responsibilities, and they should follow the ethics. And so before going to the place, they should understand better about the place and about the community and where they are going and what are the things that they have to do and what are the rules and regulations, what are the do's and don'ts in that particular area that they have to understand before going to the place. And they should encourage the local people, even the tourists, to have a better understanding and a cultural exchange between the tourist and host, because they are the mediators who can make an interaction between the tourist and host, so that they can have a better understanding and experience about the place, culture, and about the communities and their lifestyle. And so with this, there will be a possibility for a cultural exchange and becoming interactive, and so that they will respect the local cultures and their value systems. And tour guides should also follow some professional ethics and etiquette. They should also have some communication during the tour. They should perform in a proper way. For that, they should follow some ethics. For that, there are some global code of ethics that we can follow from World Tourism Organization, even from World Tour Guide Federation. They have given some code of conduct how to organize a tour. So generally they should possess a skill and a knowledge, and they should be very well prepared about the destination, about the place where they are going, and they should follow some responsible practices. So that means they should make some impact to the local communities, to make the tourists to buy some products which are made by the local people, and to interact with the local people, to educate the local people. At the same time, even the tourists should also get some valuable experience during the process that the tour guide has to make, and he should be aware of what are the policies particular place or destination rules and regulations, and what are the things that they have to follow, that they should be very well understood before the tour. And the other responsibilities are that they should encourage the tourist to buy the local products, and they should also inform whenever they are visiting any place, or if they are staying in a particular hotel or anything, that they have to educate the tourist to use the resources in a proper way, that to save energy, to use limited water, and to use the public transportation. And whenever they go to a monument or a particular heritage site, maybe a cultural, natural, they should also encourage them to protect and conserve and preserve that particular monument for the future generations, and encourage them to understand that particular monument's value, architecture, all these things, and so that they will contribute something for the protection of both natural and the cultural heritage. For this, we have already discussed like what are the different types, rules and regulations, etiquette, skills, all these things, and there is also need, and that they have recognized that there should be a common day which they have to celebrate throughout the world, that is International Tour Guide Day, that they will celebrate every year on 21st February. And this was initiated by World Federation of Tour Guide Association and they are celebrating in a different places, and they are doing some activities during those or during that particular place. And there are many museums and other cultural sites which will be opened for the public for free of cost to visit and to understand these places. And there are many other tour guide associations in India, like especially North Indian, South Indian, like that. And there is one approved tour guides association which is located in Chennai, and it was started in 1995, and they are recognized tour guides of Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, and they are working in South India, different places. Apart from that association, there is one more federation, that is Tour Guides Federation of South India, that is located in Madurai, and it was started in the year 2007, and which is a member of International Federation of Tour Guides Association. And these members are approved by the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, and they are working in South India especially, and even other parts of the country. Of course, they are working in many other countries also. And when it comes to worldwide, there is one of the best association, so that is World Federation of Tourist Guides Association, and it was founded in 1987 in Vienna, and this is working for the development of the tour guides and promotion of tour guide and the development of their ethics and skills and all these activities. For that, they are conducting regular capacity building or training programs in different areas, so that they are educating more these tour guides who are the members of that particular organizations, to provide a better understanding and better information, history and all this information about a particular destination or a particular place. So we have discussed all, like what are the different types of tour guides, and what is the history and development, and what are the skills required. And basically in India, whatever we mentioned, that is very much needed, and it is compulsory, because we have a diversified culture and natural resources, as I mentioned initially. And for this, the government is also supporting many activities, or they are providing some benefits to the tour guides in a different ways. So with this, I would like to summarize that tour guide is basically a person who provides information about a particular place or a particular monument or a particular area of natural and cultural heritage, so that there are different types based on location, based on type of field and resources, like adventure, culture, city, urban, rural, like this. There are different types of guides, and these are the one of the major key player in providing valuable experience to the tourist about Indian heritage, art, craft and natural heritage. because they are the people, ultimate people who are promoting the country, and they are the people who are providing the more information and other details about a destination, and they should also follow some ethical and other punctualities during the conduct of the tour. And there are many associations which are supporting for the training and development and for providing a better or valuable experience to the tourist by becoming a member or by participating in those events. They will get all this information. So with this, I would like to close up by suggesting you to go through e-text for a further information and other e-resources like web resources and other online resources. Thank you.